Hi, welcome back to the Healthy Doubt blog on the Common Sense channel. Now, why do I call this the Common Sense channel? Because if you let go of your prejudices, eventually you will get to common sense. That's just the way it works. I'm not saying it's straightforward, but that's just the way it works. Now, a few days back, I was having some fun. I was going through my social media feeds and seeing all these motivational posts, and I just thought, what if there could be motivation for animals, motivation for your pets, you know? So I thought, let me be the first person to make motivational posts for pets. So I started out with this. This is the first one I made. It says, "Dear doggos, if you think the master has forgotten about you, think again, for the master knows you better than you know yourself." It sounds straightforward enough. If you have an anxious dog at home and you want to reassure it to some degree, you can say, "Yes, I am the master and I do think about you and I know you better than you know yourself." Then I thought, let me make another one. And I said, again, for dogs at home, I said, "Every doorbell that excites the heart must be answered." This is highly motivational. If you have a dog that's depressed, that's lazy, that doesn't get excited, you should tell this to your dog. Every doorbell that rings, go and answer it. See what happens because you never know who's there. So, in this way, I was making motivational posts for pets. Then, when I had made these two, I thought these look vaguely familiar. So, let me try to see why is it familiar, and is there human counterparts? And sure enough, I could find one for this fairly easily. I just did a Google search and I found this. "God knows what's best because He knows us better than we know ourselves." I thought, let me look for the other one. And sure enough, I could find one for that also. "Respond to every call that excites your spirit." Now, once I had found these, I thought, let me find a human quote and then apply that to animals instead. So I found this one by Mr. Alexander Dumas from the Three Musketeers. It says, "All for one and one for all, united we stand, divided we fall." And I took this and I applied it to a pack of, I don't know, it's dogs or hyenas or what it is, but I applied it to that. And sure enough, it seems to work very well for animals who hunt in a pack. All for one, one for all. In fact, it seems to work better for animals than it does for human beings. Then I thought, okay, let me take a random quote and apply that again for animals. And I found this one. "If at first you don't succeed, try again." Now, does this sound like a human quote? If at first you don't succeed, try again. If it was a human quote, shouldn't it be, "If at first you don't succeed, go back, think it over again, see the parameters that can be changed, and then try again"? But it says, "If at first you don't succeed, try again." Now, where am I going with all this? The first thing, of course, is don't believe everything you read on the internet. But the other thing is also that all these quotes that we see, these are the philosophies that people have lived by in the past and the philosophies by which people are being encouraged to live by today also. Now, the problem is that it applies to animals better than it applies to human beings. Think about that. It's a very profound thing. The same incentives, the same rewards that can be used to motivate animal behavior, shape animal behavior, are being used to shape human behavior. Yes, human beings do live more or less like animals, but the philosophies are the same. That's a scary thing. So, what is philosophy? If you were to Google it, you get these nice definitions. Philosophy is the study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, and existence, especially when considered as an academic discipline. Or philosophy is a theory or attitude that acts as a guiding principle for behavior. Now, this is the definition if you Google it, but let me give you a proper, more relevant sense of what it is and how it applies to your life. In this huge universe that you are a tiny part of, what is philosophy? Now, this that I'm telling you now is this is in a complete context. It's just about you and the beyond, you and your understanding of life in these 70 odd years. What stands between you and absolute knowledge in that very profound way? What is philosophy? Philosophy is a barrier. It is a boundary for your thoughts. If your mind is like a stadium where your thought can go anywhere, your philosophy is like the walls of that stadium. Or you can say this in another way, uh, your philosophy is like your jail cell. It's a thing you can't get out of, or it's like an island. It's a place you can't escape from. Your philosophy means that it is the thing that binds you. To say this in a way that everyone will understand, let's say you have a philosophy that everyone needs to be married in life. Let's say you have a philosophy that at a certain age you should be married. What will happen is, at a certain age, your philosophy will take hold of you and ask you, aren't you married yet? Like the Manoj Bajpayee meme. It's just like that from Gangs of Wasipur. So your philosophy will hold you to that. Aren't you married yet? In this way, it's not that a human being has philosophy, but philosophy has human beings. Your philosophy has you, my philosophy has me, his philosophy has him. In that way, philosophy holds you. That is, your philosophy holds you. But I still like to think or prefer to think of philosophy as a wall which is around your mind. Uh, your thought can move everywhere in this field, in this stadium. But when it tries to go out of the field, it encounters the wall. Again, let me try to give you an example that is may not be relatable for everyone, but it will be when you think about it. Because you believe in God, God is one type of barrier to your thought. There are certain things that you can't think of because you believe in God. So, if I asked you, what is death? You understand that question logically, but you have no rationale for it. Your mind understands what is being asked, but it instantly links this thought to God. So, what is happening in your mind is when I ask you, what is death? That thought gets bounced against the wall. The wall is the philosophy, the belief in God. And immediately, the outcome that happens is that you think that this is something for God to handle and you drop it like a hot potato. So your mind dismisses the thought instantly. Logically, you're getting it. What is death? But what is it? Can you answer it? You can't answer it because of the immediate association and this wall around your thought. In fact, you can go ahead and try this out right now. I'm asking you, what is death? Please think what comes to your mind. Almost immediately, the association with God comes in, and this is the wall. The question will bounce off against this, and nothing else will come to mind after this. Your mind becomes like that buffering icon where it's moving, you are thinking, but nothing will come to mind. Now, this is the most basic of human questions, and this is the most evolved that the world has ever been. Technology is at its peak, communications are at their peak. Even artificial intelligence has now come. And this is the most basic human question. It is still unresolved. Not only is it unresolved, hardly anyone is even working on it. Do you understand now how philosophy is a barrier to thought, and how your and that this philosophy is also basically just animal philosophy? Now, what is outside these boundaries of thought? What will happen if you are able to take your thought over the boundary? That is outside of this boundary. All creativity is outside of this boundary. The answers to everything in this universe are outside this barrier of thought. Do you want to know how to cross the barrier? Do you want to know how to break out of this jail cell? Do you want to know how to escape this island? Do you want to know how to switch roles with Manoj Bajpayee in the meme? And you become Manoj Bajpayee and your mind becomes the heroine of that Gangs of Wasepur. For this, your intelligence will need to awaken. How do you do this? One good place to start is my book on mind on intelligence. That's this one. You can also see my book on death. That's this one. It will show you how death can be tackled as an individual topic without bringing God into the picture. Now, where do you get these books? Both are free. Both are available on this Facebook group. Download ebooks by Abhinav Kumar. Happy reading, ladies and gentlemen.